Are you ready to break through any barrier or limiting belief holding you back? Ready to embrace your full potential and achieve your greatest success? Ready to get noticed and become the champion you were born to be? Then buckle up, because you've come to the right place. Greetings and welcome to the Warrior Confidence Hockey Podcast, where we're unleashing champions both on and off the ice. I'm your host, Master Coach Rich Grogan, and I'm so grateful and extremely blessed you're here with me today. And as always, I promise I'm going to do everything I can to ignite your warrior spirit, to help you embrace your full potential, to be the champion, hero, leader, and mentor you were born to be. And as always, the podcast, and I know most it's adults, parents, and coaches and leaders listening, but I'm telling you, share this or listen in the car with your younger athlete, your hockey player, because I'm going to do everything I can to empower them, and the tips and the strategies and the ideas and suggestions that I throw your way, or I'd say those golden nuggets or right hooks of reality, man, they're meant for them as well. It's going to help them stand out from the crowd. And that's the whole essence of the podcast, helping them develop the courage, the warrior confidence to be the leader, the mentor they were born to be. Now, especially talking about hockey players, and that's our brand, Warrior Confidence Hockey. And of course, it outreaches to just about anybody that could use some positive encouragement and some motivation, but it's all about helping them get what they want most: ice time, leadership roles, and opportunities to excel and to lead. Why? Well, we need more leaders in society. I mean, real leaders, true leaders. Unfortunately, not the leaders that are representing or presenting themselves as leaders today, ones that just mindlessly follow along. And we need leaders that will stand out from the crowd, and I like to say lead with integrity, both on and off the ice, in everything you do. Good? All right, well, this is the Monday Warrior Confidence Motivation, and this is episode number 381. And I've titled this one, Rise or Fall, Dominate or Be Dominated. And that's essentially, in life, we're either getting better, getting closer to our goals, or we're losing steam, losing motivation. And I get it. People ask all the time, man, do you wake up every day as hyped up and motivated as you are on your podcast? And the answer is no. I've got to find that. I'm a human being too, just like everybody else. I've got my struggles and troubles and challenges, and there are a lot of days when I don't feel like doing this. A lot of days I don't feel like working out. A lot of days, you just don't feel like doing it, right? It happens. That's part of being human. And unfortunately, right here, that's the meanest bully we'll ever face. The bully in our mind is the one that wants to keep us kind of in that quote, comfort zone, where we're just kind of moving along, doing what everybody else is doing. Don't step outside the box. Don't get noticed. Just kind of play it safe. Well, that's a bunch of garbage. Playing it safe never got you anywhere. If you want something, you want to stand out from the crowd, you're going to have to do what needs to be done. And today, it's easier than ever in today's society to stand out from the crowd, because so few are willing to do it. I mean, be respectful, make eye contact, put forth a good, have good work ethic, put forth a good effort, have a good attitude, be respectful. That's just about it. Why? Because so few are willing to do it. So rise or fall, dominate or be dominated. It's a choice. And if you're here listening to this podcast, you're all about rising up to fight another round, rising up to dominate, not be dominated. Now, that doesn't mean we're never going to fail. Doesn't mean you're never going to have a setback. Doesn't mean you're never going to have a challenge. No, unfortunately, that's life. But be part of that small percentage that's willing to battle through, that's willing to get back up, to fight another round, that's willing to say, not today. I am not being dominated. I am dominated. I am dominated. I am dominating. There you go. Good. And that's, well, the warrior confidence. It's all about having not just confidence, man. Warrior confidence, that ability to stand out from the crowd with your protective warrior shield. And what is that shield made of? Confidence, courage, belief in yourself to stand out and do what others aren't willing to do. Woo! All right. Well, I always like to start off with an engagement question. And the question is, what's the one thing you do, especially on those days when you don't feel like it, to push through, to get back up, to get out of bed, to be the hero, the leader, the champion you were born to be? What's that one thing you do? Is it a mantra you say to yourself? Do you look in the mirror and remind yourself, you are awesome. You are a champion. You are a warrior. You are a leader. You're meant for more. Now get your butt up. Is it something like that? There are a lot of days when I have to say that to myself, and that's no lie. Well, let me back up on that one. I always, anytime I hear a speaker, then sometimes like I just said it, I got to catch myself saying that's no lie. Like everything else I'm saying to you is a lie, but now I've clarified that part is not. Well, I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can here. I mess up a lot, and well, first of all, integrity, that is my cornerstone. I'd love to say I always had it, but truth be told, a lot of times I had it when it was, this is, years ago before I had integrity as a core value. Now it's a core value, meaning that everything I say, everything I do, how I act, I got to remind myself, hey, are you living in integrity? Are you the hero, the mentor, the champion, the leader you want to be? Or are you taking the easy way out? And breaching your integrity is taking the easy way out. And unfortunately, for a number of years in life, and this is just being transparent, I had integrity when it was convenient for me. That's just being honest. I'm not proud of that, but I'm actually, I guess I'll pat myself a little bit, proud of myself for being comfortable enough and having the warrior confidence to say that to you that's listening, or if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah. And I say these things, I remind you of my failures, my mistakes, my mess ups, the times when I fell out of integrity. Why? Well, one, to let you know I'm human. I make mistakes like everybody else. You're human. You make mistakes like everybody else. But if you make a commitment to change, you make a commitment to dominate and not be dominated, to rise up, to fight back, to battle through, to say, hey, I screwed up. I didn't mean to. I'm going to do my absolute very best so I don't do it again. If I do it again, I'm going to remind myself, hey, man, it's almost like if you do something wrong, you say, I'm sorry. That does not give you the right as to do it again. Oh, I'm sorry again. Oh, I'm sorry again. Man, I don't mind saying I'm sorry when I screw up, but I don't like saying it. I don't like saying it because I don't like messing up. But we all do. Apologize, move on, and better yourself. Good? All right. Woohoo! How about that for a start? So anyway, back to the engagement question. I kind of circled off the path a little bit there. What's the one thing you do each day? Now, if you're watching on YouTube, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. What is your go-to? And by dropping in the comments, not only are you engaging with the show here, but you're also helping someone else who reads the comments. Good. And if you got something rude, mean, disrespectful to say, don't even bother. I'm just going to delete it out anyway. Why? And this is a lesson learned for those out there that are putting themselves out there. Regardless what you do and how hard you try, there's going to be some jerks out there that for whatever reason have nothing better to do. Do not, and that's once again rising or falling, dominate or be dominated. Dominate by just blocking and deleting the comments, blocking and deleting the people on social media, and moving on. I've never won a battle on social media. And as of yet, I can't jump in that device right there and pop somebody to try and straighten them out. As much as they may deserve it, it's not going to change. Just like I can't jump in the device, I can't to I guess straighten them out. It isn't going to change them. So don't waste your time on them. Now, that's another way of rising or falling, dominating or being dominated, because we spend all our time fighting senseless battles online. We are being dominated by that person. It's almost like, think of this. If you ever went fishing, and I know we all have, right? Well, you're fishing, you're using bait. You're trying to lure or catch a fish. Well, a lot of these haters online, that's all they're doing. Why they do it? They're unhappy with their own life, right? So don't give them the satisfaction. But if they hook you, they snag you, man, oh man, now they got you on their hook, and they're going to, and if you're like me, you're a fighter, you don't like to lose battles. So if you're engaged in one, you can't just let it go. So pick your battles and don't get involved with nonsense, especially online. That could be a whole show right there. Matter of fact, I've talked about that a lot. But since we're talking about Monday motivation, if you're engaged in a nonsense battle, not only are you wasting time, but and you may be motivated to straighten that person out or to win that battle, and that's good. But I'm just saying, use that motivation for something better. Use that motivation if you're a coach to help draw out a great lesson plan for tonight's hockey practice. If you're a parent, use that motivation to help inspire and motivate your child, to help them. Because we've only got so much energy and so much motivation. If we spend it here, we're probably not going to be able to spend it here. And that reminds me, and I wasn't sure how to actually bring this up. I kind of role played it in my head a few times, but I'm just going to come right out and bang, here it is. I'm in Florida, and we had Hurricane Helena come through. Now, we're blessed, very blessed, because we're at a higher elevation level, and the hurricane, we got hit with some bands, but we missed the eye of it. But that Hurricane Helena has moved up through Florida into Georgia and Tennessee, and it is leaving a path behind of destruction. So we, like I said, we hit with some bands because it was, I don't know how many hundreds of miles wide, but we didn't get hit with the eye of it, and we didn't have any flooding. So we're very blessed. Friday, we went, my wife found out from our church that so many weren't so lucky. They got flooded and lost everything, and they needed help. Now, when she first said we're going to go help out some different people, I'm like, okay, we need to do that. When are we going? And she goes, well, we're going to leave, in the next few minutes here. I'm like, oh, well, I got this to do. And I started listing all these things. And then I stopped myself. And I'm telling you this because sometimes in the midst of, I guess, the mind thinking this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. And that's good to have your day planned out. I do my very best to do that. And this was going to disrupt that whole day. Part of me thought, well, you know what? I'd love to help, but I really need to do what I've already kind of laid out for the day. And then I stopped and said, what the heck? Come on, man. These people have literally lost everything. They need some help. And the one person we went to first was a veteran. He was an older gentleman, and his wife was in a wheelchair. And, man, I just wanted to knock the snot out of myself thinking, what are you doing? You're prioritizing this work, and I'm in a position where I can push the work off a little bit. Not everybody can. So I'm in a position where I can, but yet my automatic go-to was, yeah, I'd love to help, but I've got this to do. And I share that with you, being as transparent and open as possible. And like I said, I wasn't really sure how to bring that up because I don't want you to think I'm telling you that, hey, my family, we went out and helped people. What have you done? No, everybody's got their own challenges. You do what works best for you. I'm just telling you that I almost talked myself out of doing it because I thought I had to do these things that, for whatever reason, were more important because I laid it out. But when I prioritized what was really important, helping these people was what was really important. So if you've got the opportunity, you've got the means, you're able to dedicate some time, do that. Set the other stuff to the side for the time being, if you're able to. Now, I bring all this up because it was really good for my youngest son, Emmett, who was able to help out. We spent, I don't know how many hours we helped out the gentleman I mentioned, and then we helped out a couple other people. And you talk about grateful and gratitude. And you talk about how it motivates you to think, how could I even think 1 second about not helping out? Well, that's the mind up there. It oftentimes can be our worst enemy if we don't keep it in check. So prioritize. Prioritize how you're going to dominate and not be dominated. Prioritize your time on what you're going to do with that. You're going to fight with somebody on social media, or you're going to take the time, if you've got it, to help someone else. So after we're all done with that, and I really hadn't planned on talking, it's not in my notes here, but it's definitely kind of fits in with the motivation to let's help that one family. They were motivated to help another one, and then another one. And then after about 4 hours, I guess, we had to get back because Emmett had a hockey game that night, and I'm blessed that I coach a couple of his teams. And we were all a mess. We got home, cleaned up, and Emmett goes, "Ooh, man, I'm tired." I said, "Yeah, I'm pretty tired too, because we were cutting out carpet, carrying a wet, soaking carpet, and the padding, and taking up floors, and carrying furniture out. And my goodness, as hard a work as it was, felt bad for the people that were suffering, obviously. But we only spent 4 hours doing it. I told him that. I said, we're home now. Our work in that environment for the day is over. These poor people for the next weeks or months are going to be dealing with this." And it was just kind of a right hook of reality, a reality check of, yeah, we're tired. And yeah, we've got our own things to deal with. But boy, oh boy, when you think about the struggles and troubles and challenges that everybody else is going through, that's why we need to stay motivated. That's the whole part of the Monday Warrior Confidence motivation, to stay up, to set the best example for our kids. Now, what kind of example would that have set if my wife Desi and Emmett would have went but I was too busy because I had to do a podcast, or I had to do stuff for the program, or I had to plan out lesson plans. Now, those things are all important. They're part of the work that I have to continuously do in order to stay ahead. But what kind of example would that have set? So once again, I'm not telling you that so you can say, man, that Rich Grogan guy, he's a really good guy. I hope you think that anyway. I do my absolutely very best to be like I say, the mentor I always wanted and needed in my life. But I'm not telling you that to pat myself on the back. I'm telling you that because I had the thought of, I don't know if I had time to do it. Whew, how's that? All right. So anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified of every new video that comes out. And we release at least one video a day. We're doing 3 podcasts a week. The Monday, Warrior Confidence Motivation. The Wednesday, Warrior Confidence Wisdom. And the Friday, what is Friday? Warrior Confidence Champions, where we talk about ways to help you become, a greater champion than you already are. Woo, good, good. All right. And of course, on the podcast, make sure we're available worldwide now, so on all podcast platforms. We love those 5-star reviews because that helps us move us higher in the search results. So if you like it, you love it, give us that 5-star review. If not, hold off a little bit. Maybe you'll like something on another show before giving a negative review, because those don't help anybody, right? Yeah. And of course, you found value in this. Make sure you share it with someone else who also could benefit from the message here. Okay, let's jump into our Warrior Confidence Integrity tips. We're going to start with number 1 is dominate with relentless work ethic. Yeah, work ethic. That's what sets you apart from everybody else. We all have the ability to work hard, regardless what it is. I liked attitude and effort. It's kind of my go-to on that. And when we had our martial arts academy, regardless of a student's athletic ability or talent, I evaluated on attitude and effort. The attitude they had coming in, the attitude they had toward learning, the attitude they had toward bettering themselves, and the amount of effort they put forth in improving their skills and their techniques. Now, we're all gifted in our own way. Some of us are extremely gifted athletes. Others are musicians. Others have artistic talents. We've all got our own. But I could never evaluate, say this kid's an incredible athlete, and this kid just really doesn't have maybe an athletic bone in their body. But the one with the gifted athlete had a bad attitude, terrible work ethic, put forth just minimal effort. Well, that kid, I expected more out of him in regards to like maybe the jump kicks or the punching combos. And I got a kid over here that doesn't have a whole lot of athletic ability, but man, they're bringing it every single time, every single class. Their attitude is, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. And they're hitting and doing the best they can. Their jump kicks may not be as good as another kid's jump kicks, but gosh darn it, they're putting forth the effort. So they are going to improve to be the very best they can be with their athletic ability or talents. Where this kid could be way off the charts, so not willing to put forth the effort. So the standards are there. You got the technical value has to be there, but I can't evaluate them the same. Does that make sense? Now, at the end of the day, it comes down to practical self-defense. All the jumping around and the jump kicks and all that stuff are important, but we were teaching practical self-defense. So even if you're the most talented, if you can't get out of a chokehold or this or that, or somebody comes up and grabs you, then you're not passing. This other kid, maybe their technique isn't as sharp, but they know how to get out of it. There you go. Does that make sense? So how does that relate to hockey? Well, the same thing. Now, at the higher levels, we definitely need the kids with the athletic ability. But I'm telling you what, if you're the most athletic, but your attitude is crap, you're going to get limited playing time if you even make the roster. Why? Because that bad attitude is like, I used to hear it all the time as a kid. And to be honest, as a kid, I never really got it. But, one bad apple ruins the bushel. We've all heard that before. What does that mean? Well, if one bad apple's in there and that bad spot rubs against another apple, and that apple rubs against another apple and against another apple, before you know it, all the apples are infected with whatever that badness was. And the whole bushel turns bad. You got one kid with a bad attitude, and it's not adjusted, it's not corrected, it's not fixed. It's going to continue to spread. I used an example the other day when I was talking to the team about, if you get a string or a runner on your shirt, and you just keep pulling that, well, what happens? So eventually, your whole shirt comes apart. Now, most time you tear or cut those things to stop the spread, so to speak. Well, think about a yarn ball. Once you start unraveling that yarn, now you got a mess on your hands. When it's all compact or my shirt's all put together the way it's supposed to be, that's and also this is the last episode for Synergy September. The whole month of September was Synergy September, synergizing those energies and working together. Once it starts coming apart, man, you can't put it back together. It's hard as can be. So catch it, just like a runner or a string that's coming out here. Snip it before it gets to the point where your whole shirt's tore up. Same thing with your environment in your locker room. Same thing with the environment with your team, your coaching staff, with your parents. Now, we had it back at the Martial Arts Academy again, and I talk about this a lot for our new listeners because I owned the Martial Arts Academy for almost 30 years. And everything, I loved hockey. Hockey is my first love. That's why I'm kind of focusing primarily on that now. But 40 years in the martial arts, had an academy, like I said, for almost 30. Oh my gosh, the amount of leadership and development. I spent time in Korea. I was over there 4 different times. That has helped so much with my How to Get More Ice Time hockey program, my coaching, one-on-one coaching, on-ice coaching, group coaching, things of that nature. It's all synergized together. So I've got as much knowledge, and I'm constantly seeking and learning to be the best mentor I can be. So anyway, we had at the Martial Arts Academy, and I also have this with anybody I work with, a no gossip policy. Because gossip is the strings unraveling. Nothing good ever comes from it. And the majority of the time it's wrong. And now you're going around trying to put out fires. So I say, look, open door, come talk to me. We can communicate about this and get, whatever's bothering you and whatever was misunderstood. And I'm a human, I say things that maybe are misconstrued or taken the wrong way. And unfortunately, in today's society, too many people, and this is going to be right hook reality for you, people go around looking to be offended as if there's an award for it or some type of reward, I guess. There's not. If you're offended by everything, as my grandma used to say to me all the time, she was the original right hook reality. I mean, she grew up during, when did grandma grow up? The end of the World War I, the Great Depression. Obviously, she lived through World War II and, gracious, what the Korean War, the Vietnam War. And so she's hardcore. And what I must have once said, I don't remember how it came about, but it's a lesson that I never forgot. I'd said something about being offended. And she says, a person that's offended by everything needs to look in the mirror and see who they're really offended by. And chances are they're going to see it's that person they see in the mirror. I'm like, whoa, bang. That's a right hook of reality from grandma. That's my hashtag, by the way. Feel free to use it anytime you want. Right hook of reality. So anyway, back to the warrior confidence tip. Number 1, dominate with relentless work ethic. Put in the work. Do what others aren't willing to do. And I promise you, you're going to stand out from the crowd. You're going to get noticed. And then part of that synchronized energy to kind of bring that back around is you're putting forth your very, very best. You're going to dominate. You're going to be a leader. And everybody out there is a leader to somebody. Someone looks up to you. Well, be the leader you always needed and wanted in your life. And you'll find others will follow along. Yeah. And athletes, parents, if you're listening, this is something you can share to the athletes. Instead of them blindly following the crowd, and I like to say this, if you listen all the time, you've heard this many times. When you blindly follow the masses, at some point in time, you snap out of it, you wake up, at least I hope you do, and you realize that what you were following, the masses, the M was always silent, and that's who you're following. Think about that. Masses, the M is not there anymore. Who you're following. There you go. I spell it out for you. And following those, it's a stinky mess, and it never leads to anywhere good. Woohoo! There's a right hook of reality. So have your kids, don't just blindly follow the masses without the M. Have them be the leaders to stand out from the crowd. And the tips and suggestions and strategies I talk about here on the podcast and on all the videos will help them stand out from the crowd. And my daily videos, they're less than 60 seconds. That's a great motivation and a great start and a great way to stand out. And as we move into October, I'll tease you a little bit. As I said, September was Synergy September. October, after creating that synergy within yourself and within the team, well, October is going to be Opportunistic October. Woohoo! I like that. I help you create those opportunities to seize and capture those moments, to stand out from the crowd, to get the ice time you want, the leadership roles you want. That's what we're working for here. So number 1, dominate with relentless work ethic. Number 2, master the comeback. And what does that mean? Well, notice it's just master the comeback. What does that mean? We've all been knocked down. We've all been hit, knocked to the deck. We've failed. We've messed up. Well, the comeback is getting back up and refusing to stay down, refusing to lay there, refusing to give up. You're going to empower yourself. You're going to be motivated. And you're going to master that comeback, because just because you overcome this challenge, just because you battled through this struggle, doesn't mean you're not going to have another one. And that's the unfortunate part of reality. Now, I get it. You get hit with enough of them. You get knocked down enough, you're thinking, man, how can I ever get back up? Well, you got to get back up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Rise or fall. Name of this episode. Dominate or be dominated. And the longer you stay down, the harder it is to get back up. So I encourage you to get back up as quickly as you possibly can. Good? All right. Now, is it easy? No, I'm never going to lie to you and tell you it's easy. But it's a choice. Just like everything in life. And I want you to have that motivation, that warrior confidence, that courage, that passion, that grit, resilience, determination to be the 1 in over 8 billion that you are. I mean, the fact that you're even here, the fact that you're listening to this is amazing in itself. Now, be the original you were born to be. Get back up. Set the example. Fight another round. Good? All right. Wait. As we move on, I brought it up earlier, but I'm bringing it up again. Our How to Get More Ice Time hockey program. I'm telling you, it's for hockey players, obviously, how to get more ice time. But parents, coaches, leaders, teams, organizations, it's all about helping develop players to the next level, wherever they're at. Helping them with respect, work ethic, communication, leadership skills. Helping them get noticed, to stand out from the crowd. Helping synchronize the coaches, the parents, the players, the organizations, the teams, all on the same page. Because when everybody's collectively working together, that's how you build championships. That's how you build dynasties. That's how you build organizations that people, players, parents want to be a part of. Why? Everybody plays, they want to win. They want to be around champions. They want to be around organizations and people and coaches that lead with integrity, both on and off the ice. They're champions on and off the ice. It's more than just winning games. It's about developing leaders. Good? Now, can you get that all from the program? Absolutely. So follow the link in the description box. Take you there. Man, the masterclass video itself is only $9, but then we've got the upsell, which is only a few dollars more. You get the program, the complete program. You get the instructional workbook, and you get the ebook. And the ebook's also in an audible format, so you can listen to it in the car. Good? All right. Well, go to warriorconfidence.com or just click on the link in the description, and I'll take you right there, get you signed up, and you're good to go. I also offer group and individual coaching, so you can learn more about that on the website. All right, moving on. So Warrior Confidence tip number 3 is synergize. Synergize. We've been talking about that a lot, right? Synergize September, where you're going to synergize your efforts and your goals to inspire and move you in the direction you want to go. Because you don't have a direction, and whatever your direction is, maybe if you're a coach, you want your team to win, obviously, more games than they did last year. But you also want to help your players develop a more respectful attitude where people notice. They're not just hockey players, man. They're leaders. They've got respect. They've got integrity. And if you're a player, your goals, I want to get more ice time. I want to get on that power play. I want to get on the penalty kill unit. I want to be put in key game situations. Well, what am I going to have to do to get there? I got to work hard. I got to get back up after every knockdown, setback, or failure, and I got to synergize my energies to create and achieve those goals. And that's number 3 of the Warrior Confidence tips. Good? All right. Well, a quick review of the Warrior Confidence tips. I just kind of went through them. Number one, what was number one? I say that and I have a brain freeze. That's why I got to write things down now because mind wanders off. Dominate with a relentless work ethic. Be committed, be motivated, and put in the work. Whatever it is, that little extra, and you're going to stand out from the crowd because so few are willing to do it. Number two, master the comeback. Get back up each and every time. Don't lay there and think about it. Don't try, because unfortunately, the longer you lay there, the more the mind, just like the example I gave about helping out others with the flood relief, the mind was saying, well, you should help, but you really got all this other stuff to do. No, do the right thing. Get back up as quickly as you can before the mind talks you out of it. And something I mentioned countless times, and what do they say about cliches? They're always around because they've stood the test of time. And I'm not sure this is necessarily a cliche just yet, but it's something I say all the time, and that is every single day, we're going to have one of two types of pain. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline is doing what we know we need to do. The pain of regret is taking the easy way out and then having that pain of regret haunt us later. So, have that pain of discipline right now. Do what you need to do. And it's tough. But man, that pain of regret, that's there forever. And what is the regret? It's like, oh, I wish I would have done that. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I would have taken that advice. When you have a wish I would have, that's regret, right? So suffer that pain of discipline right now. And a third one, synchronize your goals with your work ethic, with your determined warrior confidence, resilient spirit to stay within that discipline, stay within that kind of respectful attitude toward yourself that you're going to do what you know you need to be who you know you want to be, who you're born to be. Good? All right, good stuff. Well, hey, as a reminder, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring that bell, drop your comments in there. And the comment, kind of the engagement question was, what is your go-to on the days when you don't feel like doing it? What is it that gets you motivated, gets you up, keeps you moving forward, keeps you striving and scratching and clawing to get to your goals? What do? Share that with others because, man, one comment, who knows how many other people can benefit from that? And then, obviously, the comments start flowing, which is good because it brings that engagement. We're synergizing our energies together. I'm learning from you just as hopefully you're learning one or two things from me in the show and the podcast. Good? All right. Hey, my, I have to, and I don't, by the way, if you're watching for the first time, I don't edit these. We go at it, and I film it and clean up some of the audio so it's smooth. Then I just upload it. I just noticed I caught myself. That's always trying to better myself. I say good a lot. So maybe I'll won't say that as much. Little mental note to myself. Good. Why did I share that with you? Well, if you've got something that you're like, man, I say that more than I thought. Or I do that more than I thought I did. Whatever that may be. Think, reflect. Because I want to be the very best I can be, and I know you want to be the very best you can be. And that's continuously improving every day. That's kind of synchronize my goals. Mastering the comeback. And dominate with that resilient work ethic. Well, I always like to mention my wife's coffee truck, Beachside Blend. So if you're in the Palmetto, Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa area, their website will be in the description box there. So you can click on that to see where they're at, to get yourself a delicious cup of coffee or a luscious lotus drink or a smooth, succulent smoothie. That's a tongue twister, isn't it? They're good. And check on the link in the description box, Beachside Blend, and see if they're around in your area or where they're going to be, and you can get yourself a delicious cup. Good? Just said it again, didn't I? Good. All right, I have to catch myself. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for your time today. I'm truly, truly grateful you tuned in. As I mentioned, like, subscribe, ring the bell on YouTube, on the podcast. We love those 5-star reviews. And if you found value in this message, and I'm hopeful you found something valuable in this, share it with somebody you know you could benefit from it in order to help them become their very, very best, in order to motivate them with the warrior confidence, to lead from the front, to be the example, to be the leader, the mentor, the hero they were born to be. All right, everybody, I'm grateful for your time. Grateful you tuned in. Remember, the world needs you at your best. So do those little things to be your very, very best. I love you. God loves you. Please share that love, and share your gift with the world. And until we talk again, you get out there and do your best, and I promise you'll be your very best. God bless you. God bless your loved ones. Can't wait to read your comments, and I can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so very much for being a part of the Warrior Confidence Unleashed podcast. I am truly grateful for your time. If you found value in this message, please kindly share it with someone else who could also benefit from it, especially teenagers and adult athletes and leaders who are serious about getting noticed, getting more playing time, and leadership roles. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share your comments with us, and we truly appreciate your 5-star reviews, as that helps spread the message even further. Stay connected with us throughout the week on all social media platforms at Real Rich Grogan, and visit our website at warriorconfidence.com for access to all our programs and books. The links are in the description box. Thank you again for your time, and I can't wait to chat with you again real soon. Have a blessed day. God bless. Parents, are you frustrated seeing your superstars sit on the bench, getting overlooked and passed over for ice time and leadership roles? I personally know that heartbreaking pain. Well, that frustration ends today. Introducing our How to Get More Ice Time program, the amazing one-of-a-kind program for youth and teenage hockey players that helps them get what they want most, more playing time and more opportunities. And today, exclusive offer, we're selling this thing for only $9. $9. It's a no-brainer. But you got to act now, because this offer won't last, and if you don't do anything, nothing's going to change. So go to warriorconfidence.com. That's warriorconfidence.com, or simply click on the link in the description box. Buy the program today and help your child get what they want most, more ice time. I want to mention this amazing nutritional company that I've partnered with called Live Pure. And I've been sampling their products for the past 12 months, and I feel 100% confident giving Live Pure my full endorsement. That's why I'm sharing it with you now. My personal nutrition, health, wellness, weight loss, and muscle tone have all improved dramatically. And all the products are third-party lab tested, 100% clean, pure, and natural. They're a Christian-based company with over 17 years of improving lives. So check out the link in the description box to learn more and to get preferred partner pricing.